It's Monday, it's noon, so that means it's 7th grade, Module 2, 2.01 and 2.02 for 7th grade. We are going to get started. Yes, this is going over 2.01. If you've already done 2.01 and you don't want to stay, you may leave, okay? How many live lessons does it take to complete the collaboration? Is 3, but you are strongly encouraged to participate in all live lessons. Okay, but if you've already done the assignment, that's fine. You can go and do something else and work on another thing. Okay, so let's get started. Reminder that we are going to stay focused and on task. Okay, so any questions you can wait until the end. We are going to work on 2.01 today. So have your notes out and let's get started for 2.01. So do this Friday at 4 o'clock. Join the live lesson. We'll place the quiz for 2.01. So if you participate and you do the Google form, the only thing that you'll have left to do for this week is 2.02 for language arts. Now, Module 2 is really important because Module 2 is our writing unit. So we are working on informational writing. That's why I wanted to make sure everyone understands how to assess internet sources and be very comfortable with that for the essay that you're going to write in Module 2. Yes, please have the lesson open and your notebook there. No, Savannah, this is not a DBA. This is a live lesson for 2.01. Okay, the DBA was last week, guys. Please make sure that you are checking your PACE charts because all the information is on your PACE chart. And I know it can get a little confusing because you have 6 different classes with 6 different teachers, but that PACE chart can really help you stay organized. Okay, so we have 2.01 lessons up, and we have our notebook there. Melissa, exactly. At the end of the live lesson, you are going to fill out the Google form, and you will get credit for 2.01. Yes, I'm experimenting to see if this will work because I want you to really understand 2.01. And we are going to try this. I can't do it every week, but I'm going to try to do it once in a while because I want you guys to make sure that you participate and that you come to live lessons. So it's kind of an extra incentive to come to a live lesson. Okay? Okay, Christine, I need you to stay focused. That's fine, Ariel. All right, so I'm going to turn off chat because you guys are super chatty today. So I'm going to turn off chat so we all stay focused. Okay. So 2.01, assess internet source is a quiz. 2.02, why writers choose words is a quiz too. Christine, please wait until the end for questions. All right, so your objective, and this is exactly from 2.01 because that's what we're looking at for right now is 2.01. How can I assess the credibility and accuracy of an internet source? So what we are looking for in 2.01 is how do you find out that an internet source is good for research? So in your notes, this should be your objective. And this is right from the lesson, you guys. What I did was I took this and turned it into a question, like we've been doing the whole year. So in your notes, you want to have, how can I assess the credibility and accuracy of an internet source? Or you can just put like reliability of an internet source. Remember, you can take this and put this in your own words because your notes are for you. Okay. So I'm going to give you a minute to copy that into your notes. Okay, so let's go on. So the age of information. We're in an age of information right now, and I know this is kind of a review, but just to go over it, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we assess the credibility of your internet source. So if you're doing research for my class or for history or for science, you want to make sure that you're doing reliable internet searches. Okay? So one of the things that we look at is we look at determining its purpose. So the website you're looking at, what is the purpose of that website? Is it to persuade, to inform, or to entertain? And because I am always thinking about food, my acronym for that is PIE. So determine purpose is PIE: persuade, inform, and entertain. So you should jot this down, and this is all in your notes on 2.01. But you want to make sure that you know for purpose, when you look at an internet website, you're looking for PIE. Is it to entertain, to inform, or to persuade? I know a couple of people have questions, but we're going to wait because everybody was getting a little sidetracked. Okay, so Emma, please stop raising your question. Raising your hand. I'll get there. I want to go over this information first. Okay, so we want to look at determining purpose, inform, persuade, and entertain. And then we also want to look at the domain suffix. The domain suffix will tell us whether it's valuable information or not. And we're going to go over that in a little more in depth. But you want to look at the domain suffix. And we really want to focus for our information on .govs and .edus, because that's really the most reliable information that we'll get. And then when you're looking at those websites, you also want to ask important questions. Who's the author? Is it up to date? Is it part of another site? Can I verify the facts? You always want to confirm the information you find with a second source. In my other class, they brought up that Lee Schools is a .net. You're right, we're a .net, which sometimes can be questionable information. Now you know that the author is Lee Schools. So, okay, so we check that. That's valid. It's up to date, yes. Is it part of another site? Yes, our school website is part of the Lee County website where we can go to verify the facts. So even though our school is .net, it's still a valid website and it's valid information. So we need to go ahead and beyond just checking the domain suffix, we need to ask important questions and determine the purpose of the website. So let me turn this on for questions now. And remember, you guys, I know that we love to be together and have lots of fun, but we need to stay focused and on task. So please keep your questions relevant to what we're doing right now. All right, so who has questions? Go ahead and put the question in. Okay, you don't have to tell me you have a question. You can just write it in. Good question, Christine. What about .org? .org can go back and forth. So what you need to do is you need to go back and ask the important questions. Who is the author? Is it up to date? Is it part of another site? Can I verify the facts? Okay? You want to be curators of information because you know that the internet is not all true. Okay? So what you want to make sure you can do is assess the information and verify. Verify means, are the facts true? Yes, this picture is in the lesson. How do you verify? Well, you confirm the information with a second source. So if you're looking at the Lee Virtual website, you can verify the facts, like who the principal and assistant principal are, by going to the leeschools.website. Okay? Christine, make sure you're staying on task. Rebecca, that's a really good question. You can use both, the internet and books. You want to use relevant information. Now, for the essay that you're going to write for Module 2, a lot of the information is provided. Okay? But this is just a general idea on what we're doing in Age of Information. Elena, focus on what we're doing right now. Katie, we'll get there. Okay, so let's look at purpose. So now we're taking this slide and we're going to look a little more into, this is an overview, So now let's look at purpose. So for purpose, we want to look at that pie. The purpose of the websites, is it to persuade? Is it to get you to buy something? Is it to inform, to educate you, to tell you information? Or is it to entertain you for fun? Okay, to amuse you, to make you laugh. So a website usually has 3 different informations: persuade, inform, and entertain. Yes. Now, Elena, they can be similar. Educate and inform. Okay, it just depends. But right now we're going with pie: persuade, inform, and entertain. Okay, thumbs up if you understand the 3 major purposes of the websites. Nicole, if you don't understand, you can stay at the end and I can help you out. Okay, since the majority of the people understand, we'll move on. But you can stay at the end and I'll help you. So now we are going to see if we can apply that. So we've talked about the type of websites we want to look at. We've talked about the questions we need to ask. We've talked about the purpose of the websites. So let's test our knowledge now. One of these days I'll figure out how to put the Jeopardy thing in. So let's start with number 1. What is the purpose of the website? To sell you a product, to entertain you, to inform. Don't trust website's title. Judge the purpose first. Select each website to reveal its purpose. Okay, so since some people are jumping ahead, let's start with number 3. So with number 3, the wild world of crocodiles. Crocodiles are some of the most misunderstood creatures on Earth. Explore our site and find the facts. So is that to persuade, inform, or entertain? For number 3, the wild world of crocodiles. Is that to persuade, inform, or entertain? You're right, it is to inform. Why? The purpose of number 3, the wild world of crocodiles, is inform. Why? It tells you about crocodiles. They want to explain why they are misunderstood. And up here you see habitat, feeding, history, species, resources, links. That tells you it's pretty reputable and it wants to inform you. Okay? So let's jump back to number 1. Number 1. Welcome to Real Deals with Eels, a fan site for the world's coolest creature. Crazy photos, fan fiction, cartoons, 10 fun facts. So number 1, persuade, inform, or entertain. Good, entertain. It says fan site. We know it's entertaining because it talks about a fan site. And it says crazy photos, fan fiction, fun facts. So that's to entertain. And then number 2, awesome snakes facts. What is that? Inform, entertain, persuade. Ooh, a little bit of debate on this one. Okay, so you want to look a little more so you can see. It says, what snake is right for you? It's misspelled. About our store, our locations. They're trying to sell you something. So that is to sell you a product or persuade. So you need to look a little more deeper to find out the meaning. Awesome. Thumbs up if we're good with that. Remember that we're staying on topic, you guys. I don't want to have to kick people out of the session. That's not fun. So we talked a little bit about the suffix, and I want to go into that a little bit more. So you have .com, .edu, .gov, .net, and .org. Where should you do most of your research? What websites should you look at for most of your research? You're right, .edu and .gov. Okay. You could check out .org, but you want to ask those questions like, is this valid? What's the purpose of the website? Can I back up the information? .net and .com are probably going to try to sell you things. Okay. .com and .net are common ones, usually people who are going to sell you things. Okay, but we know that's not, it's not always the case because our website, our Leave Virtual website's .net. Okay. Once you have chosen a website, there are additional questions you should ask as you evaluate its credibility. And this is from your notes, but you should be able to see why this is important. Okay? Who provided the content? Is the site up to date? Is the web address part of a personal blog? Can I verify the information elsewhere? I think the most important one on this is, can I verify the information elsewhere? Because if it's a personal thing, it could be part of an opinion. If it's old material, it could be outdated. And you want to look at who, because they could be biased to a certain way. The real important one you want to ask is, can I verify this information elsewhere? Bias means that they think one way. Katie, I need you to stay focused. Okay, Emma, just wait. We're moving on. Okay, so let's look at this. And this is a chance for you guys to kind of see if you understand. So let me read the question before you put any answers in. All right, hands off the keyboard for a minute, guys. The large rats in New York City have been known to live in trees, attack humans, and crawl into homes through toilets. www.environmentalstudy.gov/rats. Okay, so thumbs up if you think it's valid, thumbs down if you think it's not valid. So the majority of you are thinking valid, and you're right. And why you're right is because you need to look at the .gov, okay? Because that's a .gov website, so it's valid. As horribly creepy as that is, glad we don't live in New York City, it's .gov, okay? But of course you want to still look that up and find a couple of information on that. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. It is estimated that rats eat 1/4 of the global food supply each year. This makes them a leading cause of starvation. www.cheapsnakefeed.com/ratfacts.html. So give me a smiley face. Oh, you guys didn't wait for directions. Give me a smiley face if you think it's valid, a frowny face if you think it's not valid. Smiley face if it's valid, frowny face if it's not valid. Good. It's not valid. Why? .com. Good. .com, and look at the title, Cheap Snake Feed. This is a website that's trying to get you to buy food for your snake. And so this is not a valid one. Thankfully. All right. I don't know why they pick this stuff that they do. But there's more about rats, so let's find out. Rats are often blamed for the bubonic plague, but the real cause was infected fleas that jumped off of dead rats and bit humans. Okay, ucla.edu/zoological department /reports/rodents.html. Give me thumbs up if you think it's valid, thumbs down if it's not valid. You are all catching on. Good job, guys. That .edu, that's our clue that it's valid. Awesome. Good. Smiley faces if you feel comfortable with this. Fabulous. Okay, so now reminders, and then we can go to questions. Due Friday. Join the live lesson. It will replace the quiz for 2.01. If you complete the Google form, I will put that on momentarily. And then once you complete the Google form, you'll just have 2.02 to do for this week. Hopefully that will allow you to catch up and everybody should be on pace. Okay. And then live lesson again next Monday at noon. Sorry, I did that wrong again. Remember, it's always at noon, always at noon, always at noon. Okay. And need help, please call or text.